The following program is brought to you in part by Time Warner Cable and the Madison County School System. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Pro Signs, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Welcome to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com.
MCS TV and Madison County School Sports.com present your look at local school sports. Oh, there you go, you got time. Go right. Goes up and under, nice throw. Oh, there you go, you got time. Go right.
Welcome to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford here at our Jack Burford Chevrolet Studios, and today I am happy to be with Shane Buttry. He's the head coach of Madison Southern Boys Basketball. Thanks for being with us, Coach.
It's glad to be here.
I've got my orange on today.
That's good. This whole
Bringing out the orange.
Southern colors. That's good.
Right. Now, let's just talk about, we'll start right out with the season. You got to have the best, what do you think was the best game you guys played?
There's a few that stick out. Probably the Harlan County game in a tournament where they were supposed to be a really high-ranked team in the region, and we came out and I think we got up 25 points on them. And beat them, and then, of course we beat our district opponents, Mile and Berea. Which is always big, and then.
But in regular season, do you have a game that just stands out?
Probably the Harlan County game.
Okay.
More than any, and then the Woodford County regular season game, because they had beaten us pretty good at their place, and then we kind of come up with a little tricky defense, I guess you could say, to play against them, and we beat them about 25 points at home.
Right.
And I think that kind of opened some eyes, and it built our confidence a little bit, and probably helped us as far as playing them in the regional tournament.
Yeah. So overall, the season was 13-17. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't the best on record of a good-looking season, but you have to be happy with the way the season ended up. You're starting over, really.
Yeah, I had a lot of people say we probably wouldn't win 5 or 6 games because we took.
You didn't believe that, though.
No, I thought we'd finish strong, and we did.
Yeah.
And we won some games people probably didn't think we could, and to take a team that was just our JV team from the year before, and then 2 kids that were freshmen who had been playing at Foley, being in our top 7, and gelling those guys together. I think we had a fine season.
Because a lot of people probably don't know how many seniors you really lost from the year before.
Yeah, we had lost 11 seniors, and then Damien, the football All-American, he didn't play, which is kind of understandable.
People can understand that. He's wanting to get a football scholarship. He doesn't need to be injured playing basketball.
Yeah. So
that's not easy for you.
Yeah.
But
he wanted to play, but he was just, those around him, his mom especially, was kind of worried, and I understand that.
Yeah. And you know what? He was your biggest fan.
Oh yeah, he went on the bus with us probably 5 times to away games.
Yeah.
He,
At every
he's
game,
always there.
right there in the center, cheering, reading. You guys,
Oh,
other than your boys who are here with us today,
Yeah.
they are your biggest fans.
I mean,
and
sometimes
your
I'd
wife.
walk in the game before in the locker room before the game, and Damien would be in there.
Yeah.
And he'd always joke around like, "You got my uniform?" Oh, no, not tonight. Probably not tonight. But
Because Coach Clark might kill you if you actually played him,
yeah,
right?
he'd probably try. Yeah.
It's a little football, basketball rivalry going on in school. Well, let's talk about. We've talked about one of the game that was special to you, but let's roll into district tournament.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on it?
Well, we draw Berea, and we had already beaten them pretty bad first time. But when you're going to postseason, everybody's 0-0.
You're right.
It didn't matter. And, you always have that fear as a coach. Well, what if we get down early and we kind of tighten up a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have a guy on our team that had ever scored in a district tournament. Nobody had scored. And so, I was kind of course, I think about things that worry me. So I was thinking, nobody's really played a role on this team in the district tournament. And Berea, they had 2 or 3 guys that had played quite a bit over there and had scored, the Terrell kid and some of them. I said, well, we're going to be tight probably, but we were early, but we wanted to press it, make it a full court game, and just keep on, attacking them, and the score ended up being what it was. But and then of course we played Central, and it really wasn't. The score at the end was kind of more than what it really was. The game was pretty good game.
Pretty close.
We were down, 12 or 13 and a half. They had called 35 fouls combined on both teams at halftime. I wasn't happy. Coach Feldhouse got a tee. He wasn't happy. And second half, I think they let them play a little more. So, but I think in the fourth quarter we'd cut it to 10 or 11, and then at the end we just kind of we put in some guys because we wanted to play in the region, and we knew we were going to the region, so we didn't want anybody injured. So we said, well, this one's out of hand, and it got up to 17 or 18 with 4 minutes left.
So you took some starters out.
Took them out. They did too, and it kind of the score got inflated a little bit. But
So the outcome and the actual score wasn't the true way the game was played.
No, not really. But it was still a loss. But we felt like we could go into the region and compete, and we did. And we got the right draw that we wanted. And
so who'd you guys draw in
we drew
region?
Woodford County, who we had split with. They beat us pretty good at their place. We had beat them pretty good at ours. And then I knew it would be one of the best regional tournament games this year.
Yeah, they're a tough team.
Yeah, they were. They started 5 seniors, and they had played in 5 straight regional tournaments. And those guys had been there before, and they played the district on that floor in Frankfort, which I wish it would have been at Eastern this year. I think it would have turned out a little bit different.
Well, that's a good question for me to ask you. I mean, do you think that your boys made a difference? I mean, they're used to playing up at Eastern.
I think it made a little difference.
Little hometown advantage.
I don't think it hurt us so much, but it helped them because they had played 2 games on it the week before.
Already.
And the lighting and the backdrop and the rim.
They knew where the locker rooms were.
Yeah,
they knew it all.
Every little thing that they knew how to get there. They knew what it was like to shoot.
Even to where to park the bus.
They knew because we didn't when we pulled up. I was on the phone talking to somebody. Where do we park?
See, well, I made that comment, but okay.
So
it's
all brand new, and if we'd have played it at Eastern. Woodford might have been the one that was kind of in a new atmosphere, and they might not have come out so hot because both teams were hot in the first quarter. I don't think anybody hardly missed a shot.
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is, and we played well. I was proud of them. I thought we could have won, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. And your overall thoughts of the entire season?
I'm proud of them. Like I said, I've had more compliments on this team than I had in 2010 when we won 22 games. Because most people kind of looked at us as being extremely young, no experience. They had no idea who we even had. Yeah. And when we opened the season against Central, nobody had ever started a game at a varsity level. And we only had 3 guys on our team that ever scored a varsity point. And so after the Central game, and I thought we played them pretty tough first game of the year. And I said, raise your hand if you scored your first varsity points tonight. And 7 guys had scored for the first time ever in a varsity game. So, it was. We were a lot better at the end of the season than we were at the beginning.
Yes.
And that was to be expected, being young. And, I wish we could have beat Woodford. We were right there with 2 seconds left.
Yeah. When you look back at it, is there anything you would have done different? Going back? Easy to go back. And
yeah, you always do that on the bus ride home or whatever. And it was probably the worst bus ride home I've ever had.
As coaches, you probably do it for the whole next week. I mean, second guess yourself.
It was a long 24 hours for sure. But, you can look at things, well, if I'd have done this differently out of bounds or this or that. But we played 7 different defenses. They shot 50 free throws. One kid shot 28 himself.
He's incredible.
They bring in the 16th region officials. and I'd rather have our 11th region guys just because they know us, they know how everybody plays,
Yeah.
and I was told before the game, I said 16th region, they're going to really call it tight, which I didn't want them to do that. And
But they did it.
they did, and I watched it afterwards, and they just drive in there and kind of turn into the defender, and it's a foul on the defender. No matter who initiated contact, it was a foul on the defender every time, and I kind of argued that at the end of the game, and to no avail.
It was too late.
We had 5 guys foul out, and it was. But despite all that, if you had told me before the game they were going to shoot 50 free throws, I thought we'd got our butts kicked. But we were right there and had
Yeah.
a chance to win it, an opportunity
Yeah.
to win it, and those young guys were out on the floor. In overtime, due to foul trouble and everything else, we had 3 sophomores, 1 senior, 2 sophomores, and 2 freshmen on the floor in overtime. So I said, well, if there's a positive takeaway from it, they've gained some experience being out
That
there.
is true.
And I know that they're going to want to get back in that regional tournament next year
Yeah.
and get that first win.
Yeah. Well, Coach, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, let's talk about some of your seniors, and we'll talk about your plans for the summer with the team, camps, anything like that, and really what you guys are doing right now in the process
Okay.
of getting the basketball season ready for next year.
All right.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Pro Signs, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications. "24 hours, 7 days a week, 24/7, MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. Oh, there you go, you got time. Go right.
Back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford here with Shane Buttry, the head coach of Madison Southern men's basketball team. Well, the outcome wasn't as good as you wanted it to, but you have to be excited. The seniors played a really big role this season.
Yeah, they did, and the main thing with that is they all got better.
Yes.
As the course of the years went on, and of course this year went on. They all got better, and they all knew their role, and they were all team players.
And that's such a great goal. I mean, how frustrating would it be if they all just stayed like they did at the beginning of the season?
And one thing that we told our team was we needed a balance because we wanted to get some seniors playing time, and we wanted them to be a big part of things. And physically, they helped us out, because we had a lot of young guys that physically have got to mature and grow and get in the weight room and all that stuff. And the seniors helped us out in that regard. And then they also knew that we were playing a lot of young guys this year to build for the future. We want to go into next year, knowing that we had a lot of experience coming back, but we weren't giving up on this year because we knew we had some seniors that would really help us.
That's important to the team.
Yeah.
So you had 4 seniors.
Yes.
So give us their names.
Devontae Linville,
Yeah.
Blake Linville, and Trevor Huff, and then Antonio Thrash. And Antonio had been at Central, but he hadn't played basketball since he was a freshman, I don't think. And when he came out, I was like, because we usually, if guys have been in our school or wherever for a while, they really need to be able to play or to help us. So we're not going to keep him as just a senior because it takes a while to learn what we're doing in our system and all that. But when he came in, he really, really showed he wanted to play, and he had some leadership qualities about him, and so we went ahead and kept him, and I'm glad we did.
Yes. Aren't you glad? Yeah. Looking back on it now.
Yeah, he did a good job for us.
Yeah. And Devontae, he's been on our show as well, so,
Yeah, he's a football guy, and his cousin Blake Linville too. He's a bigger guy, and he helped us out this year. And then, of course, Trevor. I told Trevor, actually he told me at the regional tournament because he made the all-regional team, and he said, if I were 6'6", he goes, I'd be going somewhere. And I said, yeah, you were. I said, you just, you're 6 foot, and you did an unbelievable job in the middle for us because, he may not have been really big as far as height, but he moved around well, and
Yeah.
he got his body in position, and he really did a good job for us this year. I had a lot of coaches compliment him.
Now Devontae's going to play football.
He's going to play
in
football
college.
at Campbellsville.
Yes, Campbellsville.
And
they might recruit him in on the basketball team too. You never know.
You never know. You never know.
You never know. Now the other three, are they wanting to play basketball anywhere? in
Um,
college, or-
I think Antonio has expressed interest. There's some of these little camps that go around that
Yeah.
they can go play, and some college coaches will come and watch, and
Right.
just to
Yeah.
maybe a lot of the smaller schools have JV teams now.
Oh.
So like Kentucky Wesleyan and Georgetown Union,
Okay.
Cumberland.
I did not know that.
They don't get any scholarship money, but if they want to go
But
to
it keeps
school,
them active
it
and
does.
healthy
and I
and do
know-
something they love.
Yeah, and we would help him out, any of those guys, if they want to do that. And
Right.
if they want to play JV ball, and they could do that while they're in school. It beats playing intramurals, of course, but
Right.
it's if they want to do that, then we'll try to help
And be
them.
part of a team.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's important when you go to college.
It
When
is.
you're going, you don't know anybody. It's good to stay involved
Try
with
to
the
get
group.
involved and
Yeah.
and do whatever you can for
Yeah.
after high school life.
Tell us now about what your team's doing right now.
Well,
Are they conditioning? Are they training pickup games? What do they got going
after
on?
spring break, we're going to start getting together and lifting.
Okay.
Most of them are in a P4 class that they lift weights, but we have some that aren't, and we got a
Okay.
few playing baseball, but the ones that aren't, we're going to start going a few times a week. And
Yeah.
playing when we can get in the gym, there's all kinds of, if it's raining, baseball and softball's in there, it's always hard to get in the gym. But
Yeah.
the one thing we need, we gained a lot of experience this year, and we gained some mental toughness. We got to get our physical toughness.
Yeah.
Our guys got to grow. They got to get in the weight room. They got to do those things that
Yeah. Get 'em
Trevor,
in there with
Trevor
the football.
Devontae and all these guys that are leaving. That's what they gave us. They gave us some strong kids that could pound in the middle and go rebound and play defense and all those things. So if there's one thing we've got to do is get stronger, and because our kids know how to play basketball, but if they
Right.
can get that strength added to them and get some weight in their upper body, the better the balance they're going to have and be able
Yeah.
to play defense and all that stuff. So that's the one thing.
Have you looked at any of the 8th graders coming in as far as your freshman team?
Yeah, there are some good kids, some good athletes coming up that play multiple sports, and then we've got a few that have been coming in on the weekend, some, and doing some individual workouts
Okay.
and some of those things. And our 8th grade class at Foley, they won. I think they won 20-some games. And in the Fairstown, they had 3 or 4 kids that could really play as well, and they were very competitive with Foley. I watched them play them, and some pretty good size and some strength, really, some bigger kids. So
Yeah. So you got to be looking forward to next season.
yeah, we are. As a coach, you always look at the things you got to improve on.
Right.
But at the same time, next year we're not going to go in going, what's our role? Who's going to be doing this? And a lot of our plays are already in now. We can add some more things to that because
Okay. The fundamentals are all there.
with it, I can call stuff out at the beginning of the next season. We should know it. This
But
year
you're
they
losing
didn't.
4. I mean, you're losing 4 key players.
Yeah.
And hopefully the other, the new seniors will step up. How many juniors did you have?
We only had 3 juniors.
Okay.
They didn't play a whole lot of varsity at all.
Okay.
One did early in the season, and he's about 6'3" kid, so he's going to be counted on to get better and to help us out.
Right.
And when you're a senior, you can tell them, you just got 6 months and it's over, so you've got to do whatever you can to push yourself to help us out. But the majority of our kids were sophomores last year, so
wow.
they'll be juniors coming up, and there's 6 or 7 of them that'll be playing a big role for our varsity.
Yeah. So truthfully, you got to be looking forward to the next 2 years.
Yeah, I mean we've got some good classes that are coming up, and with that experience this year, it's just gonna bridge over to next year. And
Yeah.
there's one thing we won't lack next year's experience. I mean, and that's a big key of
Yeah.
any basketball team, whether it's high school, college, whatever, is experience. If you've got experience, you've got to step ahead on a lot of teams. And I always like to notice the teams we're playing and how many seniors they started. And most of the teams we played started 3 or 4 seniors.
Are you working on a schedule for the season? Have
Yeah,
you started on that process?
Most of it's 2-year contracts, so
Okay.
a lot of them are already down from the past year. We have added South Laurel. That's going to be a good matchup. And we've added Montgomery County, a home
Oh.
game. Yeah, I mean, they lost some kids. Well, I actually sent a mass text to our kids that day, and I said, "Who do you want to play next year? If you want to,
That's a great idea.
If you want to really compete with somebody and knock somebody off, who do you want to play?" And there was a few Scott County and 1 or 2 Ballard, and one said, "No, we don't want to play Ballard," and the rest. And then I said, "Well, Montgomery's hit us up to play if you want to play them." And 7 or 8 of them, the ones that had
The ones
sent
that got
them
back to
Yeah,
you.
they're like, let's do it. Let's play them. We'll play them at home, whatever, and then their senior year, they'll go to Montgomery and play them.
Okay.
So,
Don't you love that though? They're like, bring it on.
yeah.
Yes.
And I was kind of testing them by doing that. I was kind of like, well, let's see what they say.
Let's see what they
if they even
say.
respond. And
Yeah.
it was boom, boom, boom. They wanted to play certain schools.
Well, Ballard,
So,
I mean, that is a little far.
Well, it's
some
too
of those
far
bigger
away, yeah,
Schools,
it's-
and that won't be in your region. But,
No.
I mean,
and we'll have the Central back on there, Dunbar, Tates Creek, and
Yeah.
we're going to go to a tournament in Bowling Green that's going to
Yeah.
have some really good teams, and then Woodford County's
and
tournament.
that'll be over Christmas or?
Yeah, we'll go to Woodford on the 19, 20, 21 of December.
Okay.
And then Bowling Green will be 28, 29, 30, I'm pretty sure.
So you won't be doing the Berea tournament?
No, we've always done that quite a bit, but had it been before Christmas, we might have just
Yeah.
to stay at home. But our guys want to get out, stay the night in a hotel, and
Yeah.
do all those things you like to
Team
do as a
bonding.
team. You got to bond, and you got to get away from home a little bit and go and have fun. And
Yeah.
But this summer we'll probably go to some camps. We'll probably go to
Okay.
Moorhead's team camp, maybe.
Okay.
We wanted to go to Tennessee's, but travel money is going to cost us. But their camp's like the 6th of June, and I'm pretty sure we'll still be in school. So we can't. I told the guy at
Yes.
Tennessee, I said, who knows? I don't know. So we're going to
And
schedule
we
our
still
stuff
don't
later.
know that outcome of what they're going to decide.
No, so we're going to push things back, and we can start practicing on June 1st. So we'll do it sometime around
Okay.
then, and probably play 15, 20 games, and before you know it, school will be starting right back.
You're
and,
right.
And it's just a
Tis a
cycle
season.
every year.
Football
it's a cycle.
season will roll in there.
Yeah.
Now, will you have any that will play football this
Yeah,
season?
Andrew Miller, the big, he'll be
Miller.
our center next year. He's about 6'2",
Okay.
215.
So
And
he plays football.
yeah, he started out the year kind of slow because it's a transition, and then by the end of the year he was really playing well.
Yeah.
And he'll be playing football, and I think there's some younger guys that'll play football as well. And then
And
Tanner
we'll roll
Kid-
right in.
Yeah, Kidwell will be playing soccer, so I mean it's.
Oh
you
yeah,
know, it's-
soccer's in the fall too,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So once they get out there, it's full.
But you
steam.
know that's keeping them active and healthy
Yeah.
and in a team.
Well,
you
like-
just pray they don't get injured.
Yeah, I don't want to get injured at all. If they go down, it tears me up. But
Yeah.
with football, they're being physical. They're lifting a lot. They're doing a lot
Yeah.
of things that are going to help them.
Well, and he has a
get in the-
nutritionist too, so
Yeah.
he's keeping them healthy as best they can.
As long as they can get in the gym some and work on their game. I mean, you can't go 4 or 5 months and not touch a basketball and get in there and
Expect it to.
It's a skill game. You can't lay off that long, or it's
Yeah.
going to take you that long to get ready to play.
But watching your team, a lot of them they love it. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
tell your guys that were out there loved the game. You guys were really fun to watch, and I think you had I told Coach Simmons as well. It was a lot of fun to come to Southern and watch your all's teams, especially when you played back to back. You had a big fan base.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think if you're a Payne fan, you went away. If you play 28, 30 games a year, you're going to have 2 or 3 you just throw out the window and you say, it's
Yeah.
the way it was. And there was probably 2 games like that, but not many. We were
Yeah.
in it. Even when we got down 44-11 to East Jessamine and come back and cut it to 1 with 20 seconds.
That was
If
great.
you were there,
Yeah.
that was an unbelievable game. We didn't win, but it was still, you think, who
To
would get
come
down
back.
33 points and come back and almost win a game?
Yeah.
And we did to a nice team. And, I think night in and night out, we were always competitive.
Yeah.
And our guys don't like to lose. They're quiet kind of guys, but, they got a little fire burning inside of them, and they don't like to lose. And they know the coaches don't like to lose either.
Right.
So it made for a fun year, I thought.
So before we end, do you have any goals or anything you want to share about coming up, next year's team?
We want to. I had an AD that I know up in the northern part of the state that he texted me the night we got beat. He said, you've been knocking on that door. He goes, I got a feeling you're going to bust it down pretty soon. And that's kind of what I told our guys. I said, and I told him that story. I said, this guy told me, he said, you've been knocking on the door of the region. And I said, we're going to knock that thing in pretty soon.
Yeah.
And,
They like to hear that.
Yeah, and really I prepared more for that regional game. We didn't have much time to prepare for Central because we had to prepare some for Berea.
Right.
But we really got after it for that regional game, and we did everything in our power to try to win that game. And that was really, and our fan base don't realize this, but that regional tournament game was a whole lot bigger than that district game.
Yeah.
I mean, the regional tournament, we win that game, I can walk in the locker room and go, we're 2 wins away from going to Rupp Arena. Now, it would have been Henry Clay and Scott County, but at the same time, you'd at least be able to know we're making some strides and we're taking another
And
step
making
forward.
progress.
Yeah. So, goals for next year, of course, we're going to try to win the district, and Central's got a lot of people back, but I think it'll be a very good game between us and them.
Yeah.
And
it's such a fun rivalry. I mean, it's a strong
is.
competition.
it is. We both want to beat each other when we're out there, but it's
What coach doesn't?
Yeah, we get along well after, Coach Feldhouse and I, we have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah.
All the coaches, we get along and joke around a lot. So
Yeah.
but when we're out there, we want to beat each other pretty bad. I mean,
Right.
It's just the way it is.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
And nobody would expect anything less.
No. If you
That's
don't want to
the
win
coach.
games like that, you shouldn't even be in it.
You shouldn't be a coach.
Yeah.
Anything changing as far as coaching staff, all of them coming back? And
I would assume. I mean, we just got back from the state tournament going over there.
Okay,
And,
you guys all went together.
yeah, most of us. And then, it was a fun time. We just like to go over there and eat it as bad as we can and sit back and question
And-
coaches like everybody else in the stands
Yes.
does and fit
Do
in
you
with one
do
of them.
that? So you do. You sit back and go, now why'd he do that?
Well, yeah, probably some.
Why'd he
but-
take him out?
But I know that when I do that, I know they know more about their team than what I do sitting in the stands.
Right,
so,
right.
So there's,
Yeah, they know their players.
They know what's going on more than anybody. So
But it's got to be fun. I mean, you wish your team was there, but as a coach, it's got to be fun for you to sit there and watch.
it is. It's fun.
A little less stressful.
I know there's always a few teams in a state tournament that we can compete with or beat.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so happens we're in the 11th region, and there's probably 5 teams that are as good as anybody in that state tournament.
Yeah.
So, every year, if you win the 11th region, you're a favorite to go win a state
Yeah.
tournament. I mean,
Yeah. It's a
Scott
tough
County
region.
almost won it this year. Central won it last year, and the Scots won it numerous times before. And
Yeah.
it's just a tough region. We've beaten teams before soundly that go over to Rupp Arena and get in a state tournament. And I'm like,
And you're like,
if we
that's
were
not
just
fair.
if we were in another region, we would be able to do that. But
Yeah.
what we got to do is,
It is what
we
it
accept
is.
it, and we got to go over there and try to get
Yeah.
there. We'll just go play.
Coach, before we end, is there anything else?
I don't think so. I know it's exciting times, and we got a lot of people back next year, and I think we're in for good things. So we do.
Well, I think you're going to have a great season. And it's fun to see you being so positive about looking forward to it,
Yeah,
too.
I am.
you
I'm
know?
looking forward to it.
Hate to lose those 4 young men.
Yeah.
But
But when
That's
this
the way it
season
works.
ended, I was down because I wanted to go to practice Monday. Sometimes during some years you're kind of like, well, it's over, that's fine. Let's get our stuff taken up. Let's go to the banquet.
You're ready
But
to move on.
when I went to school Monday, I'm like, man, I'd give anything to go practice.
Yeah.
Because
And I'm sure they were
this team.
too.
Yeah, they
They
did.
would've.
I like this team, and when you got guys you really like,
Yeah.
I know coaches that are unhappy that win 25 games a year. They just, their team, they don't get along. They, just have problems, and we got good guys, and it's a good family atmosphere, and I enjoy being there with them.
Yeah. Well, Coach, have a great summer.
Do my
Looking
best.
forward to talking to you in the fall when we do our preseason
Gonna
show.
be here before you know it.
All right. Thanks again.
Appreciate
Good luck
it.
at all the camps.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again at the next MadisonCountySchoolSports.com Coaches Show.
Your look at local school sports. Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right. Taylor goes up and under. Nice throw. This sports programming is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond, Luxury Pet Service in Richmond, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Linville Insurance, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, Richmond Tourism, Pro Signs, CSEP, First Gear, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Natural hazards can be scary, especially for kids. We count on the adults in our lives to help keep us safe. That's why there's a website that can show you and your family how to prepare for all kinds of hazards. You can learn what to do during disasters, like tornadoes, and how to plan for emergencies, like flash floods. Remember, we're counting on you to keep us safe.
Be aware. Learn how to prepare at MadisonCountyEMA.net.
Another great sponsor for Madison County School Sports Television is Madison HVAC. Visit them at MadisonHVACR.com. By calling Madison HVAC, you always know you'll talk to the owner. Give them a call.
Hello, everybody. I'm David Sullivan.
I want you to watch Madison County Schools Sports Television.
Rosenbaum Communications. Rosenbaum Communications is a full-service television production and media company. We've produced projects and provided services all over the world for such clients as ABC Sports, NBC Sports, CBS, ESPN, Amway International, Time Warner, and many regional and local clients such as East Kentucky Power, Center College, Georgetown College, KET, the Kentucky Coal Association, Keeneland, and the Kentucky School Board Association, and many, many more. Give Rosenbaum Communications a call and let us quote and plan your next media project. No project is too small. Our client list may be impressive, but our service is very personal and budget friendly. Visit our website at rosenbaumcommunications.com. Let us show you how to get started. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
You know, fans, when we were actually doing a ball game, Randy and I talk a lot of times about how important rebounding, turnovers, and free throw shooting, how important those three things are. And what we thought we'd do today is show you the free throw shooting part is really important. We always say on the air, free throws, you got to make them. Why?
Because they're free.
They're free. So they've named them that for a reason. So we're going to do a little free throw shooting competition, best out of 5 between Randy and I. And we'll just show you how easy free throws are to make. So as you can see, Randy,
They are free. What's so hard about free throws? Come on, boys and girls, hit your free throws. You'll win the game.
I want you to watch Madison County School Sports Television.
Rosenbaum Communications. Rosenbaum Communications is a full-service television production and media company. We've produced projects and provided services all over the world for such clients as ABC Sports, NBC Sports, CBS, ESPN, Amway International, Time Warner, and many regional and local clients such as East Kentucky Power, Center College, Georgetown College, KET, the Kentucky Coal Association, Keeneland, and the Kentucky School Board Association, and many, many more. Give Rosenbaum Communications a call and let us quote and plan your next media project. No project is too small. Our client list may be impressive, but our service is very personal and budget friendly. Visit our website at rosenbaumcommunications.com. Let us show you how to get started. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
Natural hazards can be scary, especially for kids. We count on the adults in our lives to help keep us safe. That's why there's a website that can show you and your family how to prepare for all kinds of hazards. You can learn what to do during disasters, like tornadoes, and how to plan for emergencies, like flash floods. Remember, we're counting on you to keep us safe.
Be aware. Learn how to prepare at MadisonCountyEMA.net.
Another great sponsor for Madison County School Sports Television is Madison HVAC. Visit them at madisonhvacr.com. By calling Madison HVAC, you always know you'll talk to the owner. Give them a call.